Hi friends, welcome. We learned about SQLite database constraints or the checks which you can do to validate the data before storing it in our tables. So we'll allow whatever data type you want to be stored in our database. We'll learn more about that. And this also we'll learn it Colab platform, so you can easily share it, and it's a Google Cloud platform also. So before we move, my request is please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we add new tutorials. Let's start the script. Visit this page. The URL is available in the description, and read all the contents, all the detailed descriptions, codes are available. Scroll down and you will get towards the end, you will get the GitHub link. Click this link, you will be taken to the GitHub page where the entire source code is available. You can download it or read it here, and you can click this open in Colab link and go to the Colab platform. Here you will get the full code. You can run it here directly and download your SQLite database, and each cell also you can run it. And if you want, you can file and you download to your local system a Jupyter notebook, IPy file or .py file, whatever you want, you can download to your local system and run it. We'll start from this file. All these text blocks, we have written the steps, whatever we will follow, and in between that we'll add our contents or the code we will add. So create or connect to our SQLite database, that is the first step we are taking. So we are adding a code block here, we'll write the code. So we'll using SQLite 3. So this we are using it, we'll import it first and then we'll create the table. So my connection, the connection object here, SQLite 3.connect. Now here my underscore db.db. So this is the database we are creating it, and this database will be created here in this system. This will be available in the runtime only. So once the session is over, this will not be available. You can run it again, and as the file will be stored, you can create it number of times. Suppose you are running it in your local system, then you will give a full path like your C drive, then the directory name, subdirectory name, then the file name. That path you have to give it here. So now we are creating it in our Colab platform. So let's just give a message that print connected to database or whatever you want. Now let's just run this code also, this 3 lines, so we'll see it. So how this works, yeah, connected to database. Now you can see here, if I'll refresh this, I will get my db. So this is available here. Anytime you can just download it, delete it, download it, delete the thing, anything you can do it. So now this blank database is available for us. So let's remove this cleared output because it is there. Delete the table, that will do it later because we are not so far created it. So we'll better first we'll create it. So code will. So we'll write the string here. So I'm writing it within the quotes. Now this is the create table. Create table student. You can give any name you want. I'm writing it here. So end query, but before that I will take it to the next line. So I am giving a backslash here, going to the next line. Actually, when the multiple lines are there, so to keep it in a single string, I will be using backslashes. Actually, backslash will remove the line break because we are escaping the line break. So you are writing multiple lines. So multiple line means you can easily read the query rather than writing in a long query in a single line or a long text in a single line. So we are creating student ID first. Student ID I am writing, so you can differentiate integer. This is also primary key. Now one line. Now again I am going to the next line. Student ID integer primary key. This is one column. Next is name. Now this is I am giving text, and I am also saying here not null. So I cannot keep a value null here, not null, giving comma. So next one I am giving again the backslash. So I am going to the next line. After name I am giving age. So age is a integer, must be integer I am writing. Then I am right now I'll add something else, but we will understand it, then we will add it. Age is a integer column, then I am giving a email. Sorry, I have missed the backslash. Now I am coming to this here, email. Email is a text and it is unique. So this is the, I have added the constraints here, so I cannot have a duplicate email. So one email is in use means next email will not, same email cannot be accepted. So email is there. Then one class ID I am using. So every class will have ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the class description, you can put the ID here. So this also I am saying integer, and I will add that subsequently. I will add the conditions here. Fine. So this is my table. So you can see up to from starting from here up to this, my query is kept it inside a string. Now let me just execute the query. So I will write a code block here. So what I am going to do is I will execute this query by using a try, except and else block. So I will know if there is an error. So for that, let me just put try. Now next, before writing the code, I will just paste my except condition, because this is where SQLite 3 error as my error. So the error will be printed. Now inside this try, I will write it. Let me come here. I will write it my connection, whatever I am. Yeah, at the top I have declared it. Let me just show it here. My connection, line number 2, you can see this. My connection dot here execute. Now here query. So this query, whatever is in this block here, so that entire string will come here. So now accept. Now suppose once the accept block is, there is no error, in that case the else part will be executed. So what I want is the else part, but you know that the try except block, if there is a error or the except block is executed, then this else will not come. So here I am writing a print command, student table created. Fine, that's the message I will give it to the user. So user will know. Now let me just, up to this point my table creation is over. So I can just run it once more. Here it is connected to database. Now I will, this is just a variable creation. Nothing it does. It only stores the string inside the query. Here the execution takes place. So I will write it here. I will run it. So student table created. Now the student table is created because this message is coming, because the else part is executed, because there is no error. In case of any error, this error message will be printed. Let's say we have not yet deleted we'll delete it and create this. What you will do is, now we'll go for this particular one here. Here we'll say query. Again, here I am writing in one block, so I can multiple time we can execute it. So what I will say is drop table students. So this query I will execute it by using a try block. Now let me do one thing. This sample I will just copy it instead of writing it again and again. So query error will come. Drop table. So exactly this query will be executed. Error if it is student table deleted. Here I will change deleted. Now let me just run this one once. Student table deleted. Now let me run once more. No such table student, because this table is already deleted. So the except block is giving me this message. Now let's add some data. So adding data to table. So first let's start with the query part only. So let me just add the block. Here I'm just pasting a string here, but this string you just see, this is the query, and this is the multi-line string I have created. And for what it says is insert into students. Our student is our table name. These are the columns: student ID, name, age, email, and class ID. Then we are giving values. Values, it's a set. 3 records you want to add. So one name, then whatever age, then the email ID abcexample.com, then the class ID is 5, 6. Here you see these are the columns whatever we have created here: student ID, name, age, email, class ID. So exactly we are showing in the same, we have written it here and adding the data. But note that we are not violating any of the constraints here. Say we are in the string is going in the here is a integer, this is a email, no problem. Let's just see whether we will able to execute this query and enter 3 records or not. So let's just that is fine, but we know this is just a string only. We'll add the our try exit block. So let me just again as usual copy this code, come here, paste it. But this time I will slightly change it. This first line, second line, this will execute the query. Query here is this one. This one, let me just run it once. So it will be stored in this string. Now query string contains this many, our 5 rows of string. Now it executes it here, prints the error if any error is there. Here I will slightly change that one. So I will say number of node dot I will put is the number of records added. Now here I will end the string, and then what I am going to do is I will say what I will do here, I will put r set, in the try I will hold the date r set equal to my connection. Now what I will do, this r set I will bring it here, r set dot row count. What it will do is, this row count is it will return me the number of rows added. So to the table, that number it will give me. So number of record added is this. So since I have run it, so query is fine. Now let me just run this once. No system. Okay, we have deleted it. This is obvious because we have deleted. Now let's create it again. So let's run this one. So store in the variable we'll store this string. Now we'll run this. Student table created. Let's come back, run this. Now the query will contain this string. Now we'll run this. So table student has no column name, email. Okay, so there is a where is email? Here we did some mistake. Email integer. Okay, here we missed one comma here. Fine. So let me just, now what I will do is now again I have to drop the table. So that was a mistake we did. So it is created wrongly. Now again let me just create it. So now here the table will be created with the correct column name, student table created. Now let me again run this. Now at the end this will insert it. Number of records added is 3. So you can say that there is, because we have not created anything, we are not means constraints have not tested it. So actual data we have given 1, 2, 3, so like that. So it has not given us any error because it has allowed all the data to go. Suppose now on one more thing, every time what we will do is we will this column will create here. So let's see the data. So we'll say query equal to select star from, star means all the columns from students. Fine. Now here I am saying my data. I just want to test what are the data gone to the table. So equal to my connection, that is the database connection what you have earlier declared, execute query. So my data holds it. Now what I will do for row in my data, I am just looping through and printing that one. So I will say print row. Now if I'll run this code, let me just move it up a bit. Yeah, you can see whatever we have inserted, that we are getting it. Whatever record we have added it here. You see 3 records, those 3 records are added here. So now let us add one record which violate the constraint or the data integrity, whatever is to be maintained, and let's see the error message what you get. What I am going to do is just copy up to this point because this is common. Instead of writing it again, I am putting it here. Values. So here it is insert into student values. Now let me just come back here, add the values. Now I am giving it, say ID is 3. Now ABC, this is the name I am giving. Now age is, let's say 5. Now here I am giving ABC example.com. Fine. Now again the class ID I am giving 5. So age, email, class ID is 5, name is here ABC. So everything, this is up to this point, it is fine. Now let me just close this. I have to use 3 because this is the where I have started. Next line here. So next is here. Fine. So this is where I can do that one. Now what I am going to do is I will just copy this particular part again. Execute the query, the check the constraint. So here I will do it. I will just paste it here. Now you see intentionally we are violating one constraint. One is that email ID, and this is the one, the 3, because 3 is already there. So let's just run this. Fine. Now let's run this. Unique constraint failed student ID, because we are used already 3 is already in use. So okay, fine. Let's change this to 4. Once again, I will change the variable. So it is now it holds the 4. Now let's run this to add. Unique constraint failed student is email. What happened is, because here you see abcexample.com is already used. So here ABC example. Now what I'll do, I'll just do a change. I will put 4 here. Now in this case, let me just fine. Query again. I am hosting it. Fine. One record is added because now all constraints are cleared. Now friends, let me just let's just see the data has gone. So we'll run this, means one more record will come. Here you can see 4 ABC and this one has come to the table. Now that is fine. Now I will just do one small another point I will add here, but this time we'll see our constraint will fail because we have told, note that here is the integer, or let me just say class ID is a integer. But what we are trying to do here is I will put a here is the record. Now I am putting a, this is a string now. So other constraints I will try to adjust. I am giving it 5, and this email also I am putting it 5. So it is no more a unique now. So everything else, and note this I have given. So as per this is no more a integer. So it are not supposed to go. But what will happen is this will be allowed. Why it is allowed? Now let me just see. Number of record added is 1. Let's just run this also, see. See this is, it has taken as 5. Now what it does is it converts it to an integer and taken it. But you may say this is a bug in SQLite, but its manual says no. This is just gives you a hint that this is the data type to be used, but it will not put you that restriction. So what we are going to do is, now let's do one more change. What you will do, let's put it 6 here. So these constraints are not in use. Now this let it be. Now here also I am putting a 6. Here I am putting a. Now this, it cannot convert it to an integer. Is it not? Because that was 5, so it has converted into integer. Now let's just see this, but this will also work. Record added 1. Let's run this and see the record. Now you can clearly see it has taken the string also. Again, as per the manual, it's not a bug. It allows that. Then in that case, why it allows this? It tells again that it is a hint, it's a data type, it will allow it only the column, it give a hint to the user that this is the data type you are supposed to use. Okay, fine, if it is not a bug, but what happens? This may happen that this will create a problem for me because the proper data is not going. In that case, how we will do that is, we will add proper constraint to our columns. That we will see next. In our next part, we will see individual checks we will put. Everywhere we will put the checks. So unless the check is matched, that data will not be allowed. So that we will learn in our next part. That's all friends. Hope you have a good learning experience, and if you have any doubts, suggestions, questions, use the comment section below to post it. My request is, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you will be notified as and when we are adding new tutorials, and you are frequently doing that also. Please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.